Hey y'all, my name's Edbora Alemu. I am a makeup artist / content creator. I am here today with DinkTv on ZGlowUp. And for today's look, we will have a special guest, my beautiful model Yoki. I'll be doing her makeup for a glam night look. It's going to be so glam, a glitter cut crease. I chose this look is because it just looks good on a lot of people's faces. Honestly, I do this look on myself a lot, and it looks good for weddings, it looks good for brides, it looks good for anyone. And you can manipulate it for everyone to make it different, but y'all will see. Hi Yoki.
Hey, I'm good.
So this is my model Yoki. She's very beautiful. And for Yoki's look, we are going to start with a full glam look. And we're going to start with skincare. Do you do skincare yourself?
I do.
What type of skin do you have?
Combination skin, dry and oily.
So usually oily in the middle? So perfect. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go in with a little bit of moisturizer. And I'm really gonna moisturize her dry area, which is her cheeks. Just be gentle with your clients. You can really feel when you use your hands, someone else's skin and where she could be dry and where she could be oily. So I'm really focusing that there. And then I'm gonna add a little bit more for her forehead area. That's where we really see some texture when you put on your makeup. And focusing it on her dry areas. And then we are going to prep her lips with the Laneige lip mask. We're just gonna use a little bit, just like that. Feeling moisturized? Mm-hmm. And lastly, we will use some eye cream by Fenty. A little bit goes a long way, just to get some hydration under her eyes for her concealer. And when we're gonna put powder, we don't want you to look cakey, right? Just like that. And make sure you use your ring finger because that is your weakest finger of all fingers. And this area is very sensitive. We don't want no one tearing our skin under here. Just like that. Beautiful, beautiful skin. To start off, I love going in with a primer, especially because she says she could be oily, mostly in the T-zone. We're really gonna focus this oil and shine control by Smashbox in her oily section. I'm just warming it up with my hand. I'm really gonna focus that in her T-zone. So that's her chin area, just like that. Her nose area, just like that. And her forehead. Skin prep all done. Now let's get into makeup. So for this glam look, we're gonna start with eyebrows, then eyes, just so that we don't have any fallout on her face. So it's not more work for us later on. So I'm gonna start with NYX Clear Brow Gel. Because she has such beautiful full eyebrows, we don't need too much product. So I'm just gonna go in with a tiny bit of brow gel to really slick down her eyebrows. You have such beautiful eyebrows. What's your secret? Coconut?
Jeans.
Huh? Your jeans? Habesha jeans. We like that. Well, we love a fluffy look. So that just gives her youthfulness. We're gonna let that dry a little bit. Let's slick them down. I don't like using my hands for this part because I have some oily hands from all my skin prep. I just like to use the back of a brush, and this just slicks her brows down for us. Just like that. Beautiful. Now we can start with eyebrows. We're gonna go in with our Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow in the shade Dark Brown. A little bit goes a long way because she has such full, beautiful eyebrows that we don't want to overpower the whole face with her brows. So just gonna apply a tiny bit in the corners for her eyebrows where she could be a little bit more sparse. And you can blend it a little bit with your spoolie, just like that. And then we're gonna carve them out. We're gonna be using concealer with our flat brush to carve out Yoki's eyebrows. And when I carve out her eyebrows, I like using a lighter shade on her, just so that we can prime the lids. Just like that. I like to blend it with her skin, just so that we have a seamless blend. But for the top, to make it an easier transition for her foundation, I'm gonna use the foundation I'm gonna use on her and carve up the tops of her eyebrow. And this is just going to blend so easily, and we don't have to worry about re-blending the dry concealer later on. And one brow's done, let's do the next. Go in with that foundation on the top of the brow, just like that. Now we're gonna prep our eyelids while we're here, and we're still gonna use that concealer. I'm gonna put it all over your eyelids. You can close your eyes for me, thank you. And really stipple that on with the tapping motion with our flat brush. You can use your fingers if you need to sometimes, but I like using a brush, especially around the eyes. And this just gives us a nice neutral base for our prep for eyeshadow. And before she opens her eyes, we're gonna set it with a setting powder. And I like to just use a translucent powder to not manipulate with my colors. We're gonna use our translucent powder. And make sure you set it in a tapping motion. And I'm using just a nice fluffy brush. Make sure you're gentle with your client too, because this is such a sensitive area. And I don't like getting close to the metal, because that's just gonna give her too much pressure. Just go in the middle at the end, and that will give you an easier, flawless, seamless blend, right? Okay, let's start eyeshadow. So for eyeshadow, I like using 2 brushes. For the most part, I could use 3, but I like using a packing brush, a blending brush, and a dome brush. And so we're gonna go in with more neutral because we're gonna add some shimmer at the end. So I want it to look, you know, very simple at the same time, nothing clashing with each other. So we're gonna go in with a nude. And I like to just tap off the excess sometimes, and a tapping motion to really get that pigment out there. And I go in circular motion, coming towards the inner corner of her eye and to the outer corner, like a window washer. And if you ever make a mistake, you have that translucent powder on this brush, and this is really gonna blend the color into the brow, and it won't look like it's just one color, especially when we add other colors in. And I love this look on everyone. Like, it honestly looks good on all skin types, all colors, to be honest. Like, even eye shapes. Yoki has more of an almond eye shape, where I have more hooded eyes. This still also looks good on me. It's like my go-to glam look on myself. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of a darker burgundy color, and we're really gonna focus that in the crease of her eyes. And if you wanna blend it, just grab that empty brush with no color, just blend them together. Same thing on this side, really focus in the crease for some depth. Eyeshadow is patience, to be honest. Like, no one's gonna get it perfect the first time, but if you take your time and blend, you get that seamless look. It's all about practice and being patient with yourself. You can open your eyes. Now we'll just add some shimmer. So we're adding shimmer. We're gonna use that flat brush. This is great for packing on shimmer. And I'm also gonna use a spray just to wet my brush and to get that pigment on the eye. I just dab off a little bit off. We're really gonna see how this works. And I'm really gonna pack this in the front of the eyes only. You can open your eyes. Beautiful. Do the same thing on the other side. Spray. Take off the excess so it's not too wet. And I like to pick up our eyes just a little bit so I get all of that area on her lid. I don't like bringing it a little bit too high because where her eyes crease is where I want it to stop. You're gonna open your eyes. Wow. And now we're gonna blend the glitter with the powder. We don't wanna look like we have like 5 shades on our eyes, right? Dust off the excess so it doesn't manipulate the glitter. Just make sure they both are the same. Slowly open. Beautiful. And to bring this whole look together, I like to tight line with a dark brown and a little bit of black. You're gonna look down for me. I'm just gonna put down my brushes and really just get in there. You can close your eyes. Thank you. Just so that the look looks finished, you know? Take off the excess. Make sure you blend, take your time. Open. And yeah, beautiful. Same thing on the other side. I tight line with a dark brown and a black. I'm just going with my brow. Open. Beautiful. Just like that. So I'm gonna go in with some eyeliner, and I like using a pen, and just test it out on yourself so it actually works beautifully. And we're gonna keep this liner very simple. See how thin that look is? And you can clean up as you go. Like when you put on your concealer, I try not breathing when I am doing eyeliner because I don't mess up. We all mess up, we're not perfect. So you could always clean it up after, but that looks so good. So pretty. I just always start from the outer corner, bring it in. On everyone it's different. Yoki has really easy eyes to work on. Open. Beautiful. They look equal. So this is why I do eyes before my face, because you see the fallout on her eye, on her face? That's what would have happened on my foundation, all the work I did on her face. And for these lashes, naturally, you want to measure lashes to your client's eye. And with Yoki, these usually just go perfect for her. That's why I picked them. And we don't need to trim. Like if she opens, open, like they just look wow. So we're gonna prep those. And we're gonna use our lash glue from Duo and place that on the lash line. Just like that. And let that dry. Same thing on this side. Just like that. We're gonna let this dry for about, I would say 30 to 40 seconds. And while this is drying, we're gonna apply our mascara. For mascara, we're gonna be using the Charlotte Tilbury. And you can blink whenever you need to. I'm holding your eye. And holding her eye just makes you have the full control. Even if she wants to blink, you won't mess up. Just like that. You beautiful lashes too, damn. The genetics. And my hand actually blocks me from putting mascara on her lid by mistake. So I can get myself dirty and not her. Beautiful. So with the lashes, I'm gonna use a tweezer because it's hard to get in places with nails. Just gonna grab them like that. Wiggle them just so they can dry a little bit faster. I don't like blowing on my lashes because that's just COVID right there. Contamination, you can spit on it, you don't know, right? Do you want an eye infection?
No.
You're gonna close your eyes. Thank you. Make sure to get as close as possible to her natural lash line. If not, brush them with your hands. Don't be afraid to really get in there, especially if you have clean hands. Then I just test out if anything is stuck, nothing's stuck. Like, look at that. Beautiful. How do you feel? Good?
Really good.
Okay, we're gonna do the other side. Just like, look at the difference with lashes and no lashes. Like, it's just like life with lashes. I can't live without lashes. Close your eyes. Open. Like, gorgeous. So beautiful, and it's just so glam and so fluffy. They look so good. Do they feel heavy?
Not at all.
Beautiful. Now for the face, it's the easiest part. We're gonna actually wipe off that excess of shimmer so it does not ruin our foundation. You're just gonna look up to the sky. You're just gonna wipe with a baby wipe or a makeup wipe. If you can't get every single thing off, no problem. That's gonna be covered, but majority of it off, that's just gonna be easier on you. Just like that. I like to reapply a little bit of eye cream because we just ruined the skincare underneath, just a tiny bit. And we got her hydration back. Now for foundation, we're gonna go in with the Fenty Easy Drop. And we don't need too full of a coverage on Yoki because she has beautiful skin. Like, look at the Habesha genetic, like, gorgeous. So I'm using the Easy Drop, and I'm gonna use a dense foundation by Smashbox, their foundation brush, and just apply it all over the face. Whenever you match, I just know her skin color, but whenever you match, I like to match, turn a little bit, to her neck. So even me not blending the foundation down, we just know that this is going to be her perfect shade because we don't really need to blend all the way down. And a tapping motion. As you can see, I never touch my metal of my brushes. I always use the wood part. And that just gives me a softer touch to my client's face. Turn it this way, thank you. It's like a little massage for them too. It feels really good getting your makeup done, right? Make sure if your clients have any sensitive area, you can ask. Your piercing's not new, right?
No, it's not.
So, let's conceal. For concealer, we're gonna use a nice brightening concealer by Pat McGrath M18. And we're really gonna place it where Yoki needs it. And Yoki only needs it underneath her eyes and to pick up her eye. So that's all we're gonna apply. So a little bit goes a long way. We're only gonna do in the beginning of the eyes, just like that. And gonna look up, sorry. Just right there. Same thing right there. And I'm gonna put a tiny bit on her nose. Just right there. While that really dries up, I'm gonna put some cream contour on you. And with cream contour, we're gonna go in with the Smashbox cream contour, and a little bit goes a long way. And we're gonna do an invisible 3. A little bit on the temples. Cheekbones, whenever we do cheekbones, start from the top of her ear, come down, and at her front of her eyes. So when you don't wanna get on her hair, I'm just gonna come a little out right here, and just make sure I stop right there. Gonna look straight, thank you. Same thing on the side. Stop right there. And just a tiny bit on the jawline. Give you more of a snatched look, right? So while that's on, I'm gonna slightly blend a little bit of the concealer. And as you guys can see, I'm mostly tapping on her face because I don't want to ruin any of the coverage that I did underneath with her foundation. That access, I just put it on her chin. Same thing for her eyes. Good job. But that happens. We're just gonna really blend with a bigger brush for that seamless Gorgeous. Now we're really gonna blend in with that same brush, taking off the excess, that contour before we put on our powder to set everything. Whenever you blend your contour, go upwards to defeat gravity. You can already see that from 2 dimensions, she's looking 3-dimensioned. We're really defining that jawline. And that's why I don't put too much, so that it doesn't give me like a dark shadow. It just gives me, you know, a natural shadow, to be honest. Gorgeous. My way. Tap upwards. We're tapping the whole time. Don't forget that. Same thing right here with her jawline. Like flawless. And then her temples. This helps with the blending of the concealer, the foundation. Everything just looks so flawless. We want it to look like a masterpiece, right? It's art. Makeup is art, at least for me. What we're trying to do is accentuate your beauty. We're not trying to hide who you are, right? On her nose, she has a tiny nose just like me. She doesn't need too much. And now we're gonna set with powder. With that same setting powder, we're really gonna focus this underneath the eyes, but you can see, because we took our time with the concealer without setting it, you're gonna reblend that part right underneath our eyes before you set. So you keep on looking up, Yokiye. Don't look down. And you're just gonna tap in that powder. And just make sure she doesn't look down until you're done setting that one side. This is what's gonna really help you in the long run so you don't crease later on. Let's set the other side. You're gonna look up. Thank you. And if your clients are very standoffish whenever you are putting on anything underneath their eye and they're very scared, tell them to maybe talk to them, see how their day is going. How's your day going, Yokiye?
Really good.
Really good?
Yes.
But also what I do is I tell them, point your toes. Now they're thinking about their toes being pointed and they're like, why is she telling me to point your toes? I always tell my clients, especially when I put on mascara, point your toes for me. They'll be like, why? So you can forget that I'm putting on mascara on you, because they're so focused that you're going to hurt them. Just like that. And because Yoki said that she is oily sometimes in her T-zone, we already put that primer in the beginning. But we're gonna set her nose area and her mouth area, because we do talk a lot. And this will crease later on. Just like that. Gorgeous. Now, we're going to bronze. We're gonna bronze with our angled brush, and our bronzer of choice is going to be the Anastasia, Beverly Hills, and Cappuccino. Same thing where you put the cream contour is where you're gonna put your bronzer. Same area, you have your temples, and make sure you're tapping. This is why I don't set this area, because we're gonna have powder going on top of cream, which is gonna set that area already for us. And the top motion of just going upwards, cheekbones, right there. Gorgeous. And we're also gonna swipe a little bit, going upwards on the jawline. Beautiful. And what I like to do also is grab a little bit of bronzer on my brush, tap off the excess, and actually drag it on top of the lids. And this is just gonna have a seamless look with the eyeshadow that you put on, so it doesn't look choppy. Same thing on this side. Gorgeous. For blush, I'm gonna use 2 types of blushes. I'm actually gonna use the Anastasia blush in Peachy Love. We're gonna do the middle shade, and we're gonna apply blush on her apples of her cheeks. You can always tell your client to smile, well, she was already smiling, and you're just gonna apply that right on her cheeks, just like that. Same thing on this side, and a little bit on the nose to give you that natural blush that we always have on our noses. And same thing, like I put the bronzer up there, I like to run through a little bit of blush up there also. Gorgeous. For my second blush, because I love blush, we're gonna use Marc Jacobs in Mercy. Oh, Mercy. And this one is discontinued, but we love Marc Jacobs. We're gonna use a little bit. It's so pigmented, but I love the undertone on colored skin with this. And it's just gonna give it that red, cheeky look. Beautiful. Now, let's talk eyes. We are not done with the eyes. The eyes are so important and it looks unfinished. So what I like to do with eyes is actually apply a little bit of shadow underneath to really pull in the look together. So watch. So I'm gonna go in with an angled brush and just go in with that burgundy look that we did on top of the eye. Tap off the excess so we don't bleed and just blend that. And make sure you're careful. I try not resting my hand on my client's face where you could, but it's just gonna ruin and have some texture on her actual foundation. And we can deepen it up with some dark brown and a tiny bit of black. And really focus that on the outer corner of her eyes. And drag it up. You can see how it just pulled the whole look together. So beautiful. Same thing. Just like that. And that's done. Let's do the other side. Tap off the excess, drag it out. Take off the excess on your hand. Your hand is your best friend whenever you do makeup. And get that dome brush again, with the dark brown and black for that outer corner. Good job. Beautiful. It just brought the whole look together, which we love. And now let's do her lips. Yoki's lips are a little bit on the drier side, which is okay because I have really dry lips. And so what I'm gonna do is go in with a little bit of liner from a lipstick. This is the Fenty lipstick in Unveil. And then we're gonna put on a gloss. I'm gonna use a lip brush, so we're not contaminating our product. A little bit goes a long way with this product. It can also be a full lipstick, liquid lipstick. And I grab a little bit. I'm really gonna apply it just as an outline. And I wanna keep the lips a little bit more neutral because we're doing a lot on the eyes. And I want everyone to just look at her eyes. Ooh, they look so good. Just like that. What you also could do is go in with a lighter lipstick before the lip gloss, just so that you have some depth and have some lightness in the middle. So I'm gonna go in with the same Fenty lipstick in Uncuffed. I love the names. Unveil, Uncuffed. We're just gonna apply that in her inner for me. Thank you. And do the same thing. You can see how it just goes from lighter to darker. And we're just gonna apply a little bit of our Heat lip gloss in Hot Chocolate on our hands. Same brush. We're just gonna apply that on the lips. This is gonna help her with her hydration. She's not gonna feel like her lips are dry the whole day. And trust me, when I say this whole makeup just stays on all day, except from your lips, that is it. Your lips, you can change it throughout the night, add more, have a lip balm, whatever you feel like doing, but I like lip glosses. Blend it for me. Gorgeous. For our second last step, I like to set the face, cover the eyes just so we don't get too much setting spray on her lashes. You're gonna close your eyes for me. Don't open. I like to fan her just a little bit. Get that special treatment. And just add a tiny bit of powder where I feel like she can be oily because the setting spray can be a little bit glowy. So I'm just gonna add that middle section of her face. Just make sure the touches are good. And then a tiny bit, when I say a tiny bit, y'all, a little bit of highlighter, just a tiny bit. We're gonna look straight, thank you. Just like that, so nice. Tip of the nose. And the other jaw, top of the brow, top of the cheek. Just like that. And I love to finish off with an inner corner highlight, and that is with our dome brush. Just grab a little bit of highlight, spray a little bit of setting spray to activate the shimmer. I'm gonna look up for me and look this way. Beautiful. And we're gonna look that way. Just like that. You look so good. Do you wanna see yourself? So cute.
I love it so much. So.
But does it feel heavy on yourself?
Not at all.
No, right?
Very lightweight makeup.
Yeah.
And
But
I
you
love
look
it.
glam. That's why. You can see a difference from the beginning.
Yes.
But you look beautiful either way. So this is the finished look. But before we have the actual finished look, we can't have a finished look without a finished outfit, right? We need to glam this up. So let's see you in your next outfit. Oh my God, Yoki, you look so good.
Thank you
oh
so
my God,
much.
this dress is beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome. How do you feel?
Amazing.
Can you go out?
Oh,
Time to go out.
Yes, I'm
Yep.
ready. I look good. I feel good.
It doesn't feel like it's a lot.
No, it doesn't feel like a lot of makeup, so I'm not worried that it's gonna like get really oily or anything later. Set very perfectly. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm excited a little bit.
Thank you. Well, y'all, this is the end. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, Yoki, for being my model. Beautiful,
Always.
beautiful model. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Don't forget to follow DinkTv on all social media platforms. If y'all want to get glam like this, y'all can come to Magananya at the Trend Park on the 2nd floor, and you can see me at Innats Beauty, and I can glam you guys. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Alemu Sisters on TikTok and Edbora Alemu on Instagram. See you guys soon. Bye.